Bismillah, Efendi, I was thinking about something that, with your blessings, alhamdulillah, we have, we, uh, because of the things going on in the world, I was thinking that we have never experienced certain things. For example, what other Muslims or people, humans are experiencing. Like, for example, starvation. We have never experienced something like that with your blessings. When we don't know the pain of that, and we don't understand what ni'mats Allah has given us, then I was just thinking how to be truly grateful, because we don't even understand what we have. And
how do you understand what you have then? Do you have to go through starvation? Do you have to? Do you have to go through murder to understand it's wrong to kill? How do you have gratitude? How are you grateful? How are you going to say to understand what is Alhamdulillah? I'm remembering these words from Shaykh and from our grand Shaykhs a lot these days. They say, for a believer to have whatever he wants, whatever he desires, whatever he's thinking, he has it. He can get it. Which Grand Sheikh saying this? I think it's, if I'm not Sheikh Abdullah Radisani is saying this. That is sin enough. Whatever you want, you get it. That is sin enough. Of course, empty heads, square heads, going to argue on this point. They're going to say this is wrong, this is Aqidah, this, that. No. What is this meaning? And they're going to bring up ayats too. You see, you're supposed to enjoy the ni'mat of Allah. If Allah is giving it to you, to push the ni'mat of Allah away, then wrong belief, wrong this, wrong this. Everyone going according to their own head. Why you think we're going according to our own stomach? It's okay. For those ones, they're not ready yet to understand. If you're not ready, move aside. If you are going to start attacking, you're only attacking to yourself. What is that meaning? This is meaning for the believer who believes in Allah, who believes that everything is coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And his wish or his desire is endless. And no one can say that everything that we want, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving. Number one. Number two, everyone in this world complains about this or this or this or this, anything, they complain. But the characteristic of a believer is that he is always in shukr, he's always in gratitude. He is not complaining. So, your question. You may not taste starvation. But what if, have you ever complained when you come home and you want to eat something and that is not prepared for you? Or some saying, why is this not hot? This is cold. And then thinking it is your right. I work so hard, I come back, they should prepare it properly. Don't. You don't have to experience starvation. But at that time, your ego is actually going through something that it doesn't like. Yes? And if you are a believer that has gratitude, you are not going to complain. You're going to say, Alhamdulillah. that I want this, Allah is not giving it to me. I shouldn't. How many times we've said, if you want something and it's not 100% given to you, some broken pieces here or there, don't complain. Look at it as a zakat for the happiness and other things that Allah has given you. Everyone can say thank you when something is given to them. Yes, we're taught, especially in this culture, you say thank you. Something given to you, say thank you, thank you. How are we going to teach ourselves and the believers to say thank you, Ya Rabbi, for not giving it to me? There is something that is hidden there. How are you going to teach that? Adults not getting it. I always say be patient. So what it means now to be grateful. You look at what is given to you and to understand that can be taken away from you at any time. So your hold to that is not like this. What is? Your gold, your money, your wife, your children, whatever you possess. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, verily, your wives, your possessions, your sons, this is nothing but a confusion for you. This is one meaning of that ayat. So you're not going to hold so tightly. You're going to say this belongs to Allah, he belongs to Allah, she belongs to Allah. I'm not going to control. I'm going to do my duty. Yes, I'm going to protect them. Yes, I'm going to provide for them. Yes. But I'm not authority over them completely. I'm going to say, Ya Rabbi, thank you. Because people who are then complaining so much like this, then they start looking around to other places too. I'm not getting it here, so I'm going to get it over there. Can I get it over there? So we don't have to go through starvation to be shukr of Allah. That is at the end anyway. What is your attitude when you have food? What is your attitude when it doesn't come on time? What is your attitude when you're eating? What is your attitude? Shaykh Efendi is saying, everybody wants to sit on the throne, but the only throne that we have is a toilet. That is your throne. Shaykh Efendi is saying, the awliya Allah, when they're entering into the bathroom, they don't spend hours like us. They're asking Allah for forgiveness. And they're asking Allah not to take their lives while they're in that condition. Meaning there is always shame that is involved there. And they give thanks to Allah. When he's saying, you want to sit on the throne, sit on that throne, sit. Sit and meditate. Don't spend hours meditating. What he means is thinking, understanding. What are we supposed to understand? Shaban is saying, we all want to eat the most delicious thing, the most beautiful thing, the healthiest thing, or not so healthy, whatever. We're putting it into our mouths. That food, maybe that food, it takes days and months, sometimes years to produce, yes? It has to be cooked, it has to be transported, everything. We put it in our mouths, the most beautiful things. The most beautiful things we put in our mouth, and the most disgusting things come out from us. It's the complete opposite of what Jannat is going to be. Ya Allah, when they're eating is something else. So now, meditate on that a little bit. How we're turning the best thing to become the most disgusting thing. And how much more shukr to Allah we need to have. And how much more astaghfirullah we need to make. So, check yourself. The one who's stubborn is not going to be grateful. The one who's angry cannot be grateful. The one who's envious cannot be grateful. All these characteristics arrogance. You will not be able to taste the ni'mat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You understand? Does Allah need our worship? No. He subhanahu wa ta'ala is not in need of anything. Whether we're going to praise Allah, if the whole of creation is praising Allah, is not going to make Allah bigger. If all of creation is not going to recognize Him, it's not going to make Him small. It's not. Allah is not in need of anything. Allah is free from all wants. But Allah is saying to us, eat and drink and be thankful. Be thankful. When calamity is happening to us, how are we going to be thankful? When bad things is happening to us, when we get washed up, how are we going to be thankful? It's not just by word to say, but we must look to the treasure that is in there. And that time, inshallah Rahman, Allah saying, we promise you, after every difficulty, there is going to be ease. May Allah send more support from SahibulSaif to us, inshallah, for us to wake up and for us to be able to carry this work. Fatiha.